Sheridan, you've recently been at the Chinese International Import Expo. What was that all about?
Okay, it was, a vast trade show. It was the first Chinese international import expo. So I believe there were between 500,000 to 1 million visitors every day. We were part of the Australia Post Pavilion with the help of our distributor Healthmore, and we were there really to gain exposure in the Chinese market with the business community and also with consumers. Natio is available on cross-border e-coms only into China because of animal testing regulations that you need to comply with to be on shelf. So we find that whenever we have a chance to get face-to-face with consumers and business contacts and let them feel and touch and experience the products and the brand is a really good opportunity that we need to that we really need to build on.
And to be really clear, you're not in the country because of the fact that they make you test on animals, and that's something you're not willing to do.
No, so one of Natio's values is that we don't test on animals. So unfortunately, the Chinese market has been off limits to us as far as bricks and mortar is concerned, but that's why cross-border is so important to us, because it lets us access Chinese consumers. It allows us to provide safe and trusted and gentle products to them without having to test on animals.
Yeah, wonderful. And your company founder, I believe, or the family behind the business, has been making cosmetics in Australia for 99 years?
That's right. So Max Ross, who is our founder, and we're still family owned. So Max still comes into the office every day, and he has a rich heritage in manufacturing cosmetics in Melbourne for 99 years and counting. So it's a really great legacy and knowledge that he draws on to create really high quality formulations, but at a really approachable price, so that everyone can enjoy the products.
And how are you going about engaging a domestic Chinese market?
So our Daigo and local Taobao merchant market, we have recently engaged, we're planning to do a brand day on the 5th of March to start our engagement campaign with those traders. And it's really important because they are really the front line and they are familiar with the brand and then take it to the Chinese community in mainland China. So the brand day would be a lot of demonstrations in a beautiful venue in Melbourne. There'll be lots of mini facials and makeovers. We'll be doing some shaving as well for men, and that's right. And I'm looking for some volunteers who are happy to be shaved on the day.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'll get your details after. And it's really to create content that can be shared through WeChat, through Weibo, and also on our platforms such as Little Red Book and Tmall.
And you said when you were on the panel that you can't create enough content on the business or the history.
That's right.
Pretty straight up, is that the case?
Chinese consumers are hungry to know everything possible about a product, and sometimes it's a bit hard for Australians to understand, because as Australian consumers, I think you've got about 30 seconds, and then they'll move on. They don't really want to know everything about a product, but Chinese consumers do a lot of research before they buy their products to make sure that they're safe and to make sure that they're from trusted companies that have a good track record. So they love reading everything there is to know about the products, the ingredients, features, benefits. So we can provide it, and it's a really good, it's an amazing way of letting consumers know everything that's worth knowing about the product.
And making the content is one thing. How are you dealing with the technology issues around essentially what is a Western and an Eastern internet operating in silos? How are you getting the content to these people?
Through our WeChat account. So Natio has an official WeChat account that our distributor Healthmore helps us manage, and so I think we're up to about 7,000 followers now. So lots of work to do, but they're engaged followers. We also advertise occasionally on Australian Chinese advertising platforms and news platforms. We also tap into other sort of Daigo and merchant sort of training WeChat accounts as well. So there's lots of different ways, but face-to-face is best. So that's what we're trying to accomplish with our brand day.
Okay, and for those who may be new to my interview series, you may not have heard the term Daigo before. What's a Daigo?
Daigo is a personal shopper. So the Australian Chinese community will have people that they know back in mainland China, whether they're friends, family, or some other connection, people that trust a Daigo to go into supermarkets or pharmacies or department stores and do their shopping for them and sending it back to China.
And we had one of the heads of Australia post here who anecdotally was saying they're moving to a point now where Australian Daigos can essentially access a dropshipping warehouse, so they don't even have to walk into places and buy. They can simply click and get it shipped. So they're trying to one-up Chemist Warehouse, who've got post offices in the back, I reckon.
It's an amazing phenomenon. So
it's fascinating.
It is really fascinating, and it's all spurred from China's craving for Australian products that are safe and that they can trust to use.
And you said you first started to notice this kind of movement of your product when there was 1 or 2 or 3 SKUs, SKU codes that represent your product, their individual codes. What does the SKU stand for again? I don't remember.
SKUs is our product description. Yep. So it's just an internal product code, but we basically have three hero products. So our rosewater and chamomile toner, our hydrating mask, and our evening primrose lotion that all amazing products that we really saw a spike in demand through pharmacy and through department store, which couldn't be explained with Australian consumption. And that's when Daigos and the Chinese consumers really started to embrace the brand.
And so what happened internally when you saw that spike? What was the response internally? Did you suddenly go, drop everything, let's push these? What did you do?
We had to really get to understand the whole cross-border free trade zone channel. So at that point it was pilot free trade zones where you could access the Chinese market, sell online, but you didn't have to register your products, which meant you didn't have to test on animals. A filing arrangement was good enough. So we had to really do our due diligence on that. Was it a legitimate channel? Was there longevity in it? And how confident were we around the fact that it was cruelty-free? And once we were confident with the channel, we then had to look for the right partner to engage that channel in a more direct way, and that took time as well.
Yeah, and so you've established in one of the pilot free trade zones, like Shanghai or something?
Our distributor Healthmore will take the products through a free trade zone, and then we will sell online. So we have platforms. We have a pop-up store on Little Red Book, and we also have a flagship store on Tmall.
Wonderful. And you work as well across the Asian region or across the world, is it?
Things are opening up. There's a lot more opportunity opening up off the back of our success in China. So, but our current markets at the moment are the UK. We also have been in India for 5 years, which is incredibly interesting and dynamic market. We are also in Singapore, and we're looking at Indonesia. And Vietnam and South Korea at the moment.
I'd be fascinated to see how a company now starts to brace themselves against the influx of people potentially wanting to invest when they see this opportunity. Though, unfortunately, we're out of time. So,
okay.
Thanks so much.
Thank you. Thanks very much.
And one thing you'd like people to know about your company, what would you tell them?
That Natio wants you to cherish your unique beauty. So Max always says the best beauty tools you can have are self-respect and a positive mind.